Hi, my name is Goldman. I'm an attorney from Goldman and Associates, and our firm specializes in the handling of divorce and custody cases. And a lot of people call me up, and it's the funniest thing. You wouldn't think anybody would do this, but people will call me up and ask me, what's the best way for me to save money in a divorce? It's like calling up ABC Warehouse and saying, well, what's the best way I can get the cheapest computer possible? Well, let me tell you, as funny a question as that sounds, there are things that you can do which at the end of the day will result in lower expenses as it relates to handling of the divorce. Let me give you some tips. Number one, fight about what you need to fight about. Do not fight about the stuff that really isn't that important to you. If it's something that you really care about, if it's something that's irreplaceable, if it's something that it has to do with a child, that's where you should spend your time, your money, and your efforts. If you've got an argument about who's going to keep a certain picture, or you like the TV in the living room rather than the one upstairs, that is not something to fight about. You want to save yourself some money, let the other person have that garbage and go out and get yourself a new one. It'll be better and it'll be cheaper anyway. Don't fight about stuff. That's number one. Number two, don't take the law into your own hands. When you're getting a divorce, odds are you have a law firm representing you, the other side has a law firm representing them. If he brings the kids back late, if she refuses to give you your son when it's your day, don't go over there, cause a big scene, get the police involved, run and take the child. Don't do anything like that. During a divorce, it's not the time to exhibit self-help. Here's why. Every divorce case that is pending has a guy in a black robe presiding over that case. And you know what he likes? He likes to know that he's in charge of what's going on. And you know what he hates? He hates when people usurp his authority and take the law into their own hands as if he's not there. So when you got a judge in your case, the judge is there to help you. Use him. If your soon-to-be ex-husband doesn't give you back the kids when he's supposed to, or doesn't pick them up at all when he's supposed to, don't take the law into your own hands. Don't say, well, I'm not doing this for you, or you can't see your kids anymore. File a motion. Bring it to the attention of your lawyer, and they'll discuss whether or not that's the right strategy to do at that particular time. But ultimately, bring it to the hands of the judge. Let him decide. Let him decide whether or not what that guy did was right or wrong. If you take the law into your own hands, what ends up happening is you end up spending a fortune of money, because then the motions start flying, so you don't save yourself anything, and you create a situation where the court looks at you as if you're the one who is usurping authority, as if you're the one who's on the defensive. And that's not what you want to create. You want to tell the court, listen, I'm following your order, he's not. Therefore, what would you like to do about that? Do you want to show cause him? Do you want to sanction him? It's up to you, judge. What do you want to do? And then the court will take a piece of him. That's how you win your case, and that's how you save money. If you do it any other way, you risk the case, and you end up spending more money, not less. Because if you think, well, I'm not going to get the lawyers involved, I'm just going to take my kid back. Good, do that. And then he files a motion, and then we're in court, and then there's everybody's fighting, and the dollar signs are going up and up and up as the meter cranks. You don't want that. That's not going to help you. So my advice number two, don't engage in self-help. If something goes wrong, tell your lawyers and let them handle it. Number three, don't start the case yourself and then expect somebody to clean up the mess. Okay? If you want to represent yourself all the way through. If you figure you'll go at halfway, see how it goes, and maybe bring in a lawyer later, you will not save yourself money. You will cost twice as much, because that lawyer is going to have to clean up your mess. And by the way, not every mess is subject to being cleaned up. There are some things that a person has to put in his first responsive pleadings, in his first papers before the court, or he waives his rights to certain things. Like affirmative defenses that have to be pled immediately. If you want alimony, you got to ask for it immediately. These kinds of things. If you don't do that and you figure you go to a lawyer later, here's what's going to happen. He's going to say, okay, I'll represent you. Show me what you got. Give me your file. And he'll start looking it through, and he'll inherit the mess that you've created. And he may be able to clean up some of it, or he may not be able to clean up some of it. He may be stuck with it. So if you want another tip on how to save yourself money, figure out right off the bat, am I doing this myself, or am I hiring a lawyer? And by the way, when you're making that analysis, think of it as brain surgery. Do you really want to do it yourself? Probably not. You should get a doctor to do it. You know why? Because he knows what he's doing and you don't. So first figure out if you're going to represent yourself. But if you're not, if there's any possibility that you're bringing someone in, bring them in the beginning. It may cost you a few dollars more at the outset, but it'll save you money in the long run. If you need some further assistance about this, or you want a free case evaluation, please feel free to click the link in the description below, and we'll be happy to give that to you. Otherwise, if you found this helpful, please subscribe and share it with a friend.